Did they just like not know what it was? Was it like one of those things where like we don't know what the hell that thing is? It could be an island.
Volcano?
Could be.
Well,
Some people say it's a mountain. Hell, there's a couple people up north been talking about it being a glacier. I don't actually know.
Yeah. Welcome to Short Pour, where it's the season of the fresh start. We're your hosts. I'm Chris.
And I'm Brandon. You may notice a little change in the episode and the format of the whole thing as a whole. We decided to make some changes and focus more on some things that we really liked or thought were funnier, kind of change the flow of the show.
Yeah, so we pretty much decided that, obviously you guys probably know, we actually don't know like a ton about beer, like the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
So we decided that like it's not super fun for us to try to just fumble our way through like trying to know what we're talking about when it gets down to like the specifics of the beer. So we decided that the most fun parts for us were kind of the random bits of history and tangents we got going on while we were drinking the beer. So going forward, we're going to cut them down to a little bit shorter episodes, so it's back to true short pour, and we're going to just really focus on more of those like random, interesting sidetracks.
Right, like our little tangents. We also will be having a weekly format now instead of like the longer form, month-long format that we were doing. And we're still going to have beer. We'll still try and match this to a theme. So for this season, the theme is Fresh Start. And you're the first one up with a beer this season.
Yep. So the first beer that I chose for Fresh Start is the Einstok Arctic Lager. And the reason that I chose this one is because when I proposed to my wife, we took a trip to Colorado. And while we were there, I decided to like try some, random beers out there. And so like the day that I proposed to her, we went to the store and then like I got some beers. Einstok White Ale was one of the beers that I tried and I like loved it. And so I chose another Einstok beer because for me, Einstok was there when I had like the start of something, the start of my marriage. So that's why I chose this.
Yeah, seems like a good enough reason.
And I learned, you might notice that like I've always called it Einstok.
So did I, yeah.
But I learned today the O with the two dots above it is pronounced like an So it's Einstok.
The umlaut.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I'm excited. I haven't had this beer, but I did have the white lager. My wife and I took a trip to Iceland, and I had the white lager when I was over there. It was good.
Mm-hmm. Is that why I tried it?
Yeah.
Or did we happen to both just try this randomly?
I know I had it before you proposed.
Okay.
But I don't remember if I like. I don't know that I would have like told you to try it. I wouldn't have expected you to just randomly find it in Colorado, I guess.
Yeah. So that's kind of wild though if we had both had this beer before and we just didn't know, and it's from Iceland.
Right.
All right, so the back of the bottle on this one is Iceland's magnificent glaciers draw curious legions from around the world. You can taste the majesty in every sip of Arctic Lager. Brewed with Munich and Pilsner malts and dry hopped with Citra and Cryo Citra hops, our Arctic Lager delivers a full hop-forward aroma with medium body and a crisp, refreshing taste. The clean, crisp taste will quench your Viking thirst. Naturally sessionable and reminiscent of an IPA, the subtle flavors of citrus are balanced by a hoppy lager smoothness. And like I said, I learned the can, I think, is supposed to be pronounced Einstok, and then the little subtext under there should be pronounced Olgirth.
Olgirth. All right.
Isn't that quite the word?
Yeah.
Olgirth.
Well, it reminds me of the Iron Giant. Your son's name is Olgirth.
Olgirth?
Olgarth?
Yeah. And it is a 4.7% ABV.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah, I'm excited, dude. When I found this one at the store we went to, I was super excited because I loved the white ale. So I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I'm going to start pouring.
Oh, yeah, I already am.
Okay, yeah, when I said I started, I had already been.
Okay, so definitely a hazy yellow. Definitely looks kind of like, it looks kind of like pee.
Yes, it does, actually. That's like exactly the color of it. It smells good.
Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah, I mean, it smells like a pretty light, like, fruit beer.
Right. That's what I'm wanting.
Dude, there's a bunch of head, actually.
Yes, I have it, and it's like the, like, carbonation of the head is crazy.
Like, you might not know, but people who make like coffee a lot, whenever you immersion brew coffee, there's something that forms called the crust where it gets like really glossy and like kind of like hard on the very top layer. And that's exactly what this like head looks like. Like there's like a crust on top.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that, but I don't know what you're saying, but yeah, that's what's going on.
Yeah.
All right, ready to start drinking?
Yeah, let's try it. Fight through the head.
Ooh, that is very light.
Yeah, that's good.
It's like super light, but it still has like the bitterness of an IPA at the end. I think it mentioned that in the back of the bottle that you were reading, but I do taste the bitterness at the very end of the taste. It doesn't linger at all, but
no, yeah, that's really good. I mean, it says on the can that it's like a hoppy lager, and that's they nailed it.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so I did get some reviews for this. Figure we can kind of go through before we get into the other stuff. The first review I got, pretty short. Drank 7 with the family at dinner. Very yum. Very cidery. Very good.
Very yum.
And then it's just a picture of what I can only assume is like kid that just graduated high school and went on like a graduation trip with his family.
Yeah.
Had 7
cidery.
Had 7 at dinner with the family. Very yum.
Wait, had 7?
Yeah, drank 7 with the family at dinner.
7? Okay. Does that mean that he himself had 7? Or like collectively they drank 7?
I don't know. It's just a picture of the one kid. That's all I have to go off. I mean, like, I don't know if it's a kid, but he looks like he just got out of high school.
Had 7. Oh my god. I'm sure he did like it.
Yeah.
I do not get the cideriness. It's like not sweet at all.
I don't get that part either. I don't know where that part came from. But, I also like, maybe he's not the best judge of beer because he hasn't.
Yeah, I mean, he's 7 beers
he's probably only had 7, yeah. It's just this.
Yeah, he's only had 7 beers total. And they're all this one.
Yeah, who knows?
It was a real greatest hits tour for him.
Right.
Just the hits.
All right, so I do have another one.
Okay.
So this starts with, I think English should reintroduce the thorn back into the alphabet. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Do you know what the thorn is? Like the letter?
Is that like the P?
Kind of. It's like a circle with like a vertical line that runs tangent on the left side. Like it looks like a P with like a tail going up and down, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I only know that because I looked into that was the thing I picked, because I picked the Icelandic like language.
Oh, nice. Okay. So yes, that is, they want that back.
So I do know what that is.
That's funny. So then they continue. Anyway, this stuff pours a partly cloudy sunset brass topped by a finger of dirty white foam. The nose comprises pine needles, flowers, strong grass, possibly a hint of juniper, and a touch of lemon rind. The taste brings in more of the same, along with a soft bit-o biscuit that tries to even everything out for your experience.
Bit-o biscuit?
Yeah, they say bit-o biscuit. Yeah, with the apostrophe on the O.
A little bit-o biscuit in there.
The body is a hefty light with a light moderate carbonation and a liquid feel. Overall, a solid Euro lager. Nothing all that special, but pretty drinkable nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that too. Yeah, I think it's good. He's right though. It's not anything like super crazy or anything that'd be like, oh my gosh, like this is really pushing the boundaries. But everything it does well.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. I'm actually almost done.
Yeah, I am too, actually. We went pretty quick on that first one. Hey, man, it's a quicker format. You got to speed it up.
All right, well, I think now's a good time for a little bit of a break. We actually got a sponsor, so we're going to throw it to our sponsor real quick, and we'll be back and go over the history.
Are you tired of regular peanut butter? Well, I'm Peter Peener, and I'd like to introduce you to my famous peanut butter alternative called Peter Peener's Peener Butter. Have a banana? Enjoy it with peanut butter. Got crackers? Spread some peanut butter on them. I'm proud to say that my peanut butter is a healthier alternative with fewer calories and full of vitamins from all over the alphabet. You can find peanut butter at a store near you today.
Warning, do not attempt to consume Peter Peener's peanut butter with any substance remotely similar to jams or jellies. Peter Peener cannot be held liable for any accidents or injuries that may occur while using his famous peanut butter. All right, welcome back. So I think you were going to go into some history based on this beer.
Yeah, so I chose the history of the Icelandic language. So it's a dialect of Old Norse, and it actually closely resembles the language as it was in the 800s.
Oh.
So, like, yeah, they're like the closest ones. So over the centuries, like, the same kind of base language evolved into Norwegian, Swedish, and Danish.
Mhm.
But all of those countries kind of, they were, like, influenced by other languages and, like, other people that visited them. Because Iceland is, like, so secluded and was like, mostly unvisited for a long time. Like, it's remained largely the same since the 800s.
Yeah, so it's like I guess that makes sense. Like, it was like the least evolved because it had the least amount of like outside influence or change brought to it.
Yeah, and they're like very proud of that.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's been so well preserved that most modern Icelanders could read texts from the 1100s and pretty much still mostly like get it. Whereas like if even we read like, you know, middle-age English, like you have to teach high schoolers like how do you read Shakespeare? I've never heard like that. You know what I mean? Like it's harder for us to even grasp, you know, just several hundred years.
Yeah. What does doth mean? Like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. But Icelandic has like pretty much stayed the same.
Yeah, that's cool.
So they're actually like obviously still preserving the language today because they're really proud of it. And the biggest threat is like the digital transfer of English words and slang and the invention of new technologies. So to combat that, they actually have a national committee that specifically makes up new words in Icelandic.
Oh, that's sweet.
So that way they don't have to like copy words and things like that, but they can use them and people in Iceland know what it means, but it's an Icelandic word still. So, for example, the telephone. In English, it's telephone. Spanish, telefono. I think it's like téléphone in French. And then téléphone in German.
Wait, is that really what it is in German?
Yeah, telephone.
Oh, okay, wow. I honestly am kind of surprised.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be like some big, like, long word that meant like thing with which you talk into to communicate with others at a far distance or something. It's like, what?
Yeah. So, but in Icelandic, the word for telephone is simi or simi. I'm not exactly sure the pronunciation. S-I-M-I, which that is an old, it's now like an old word, but it means long thread. But it's a specifically like they were like, we're not going to use telephone. That's English. So we're just going to make up our own total thing.
Hell yeah. I thought you were going to say related to like the SIM card or something. Like a cell phone.
Yeah.
Just a simmy.
Yeah, they predicted that there would be SIM cards when the telephone first arrived.
Yeah, see, they knew.
They also, like, we'll get into this a little bit, but they have like a different alphabet, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But along with the committee to make up new words, they also have a separate committee that allows what new names an Icelander can be named.
Oh.
Yeah, they control like the acceptable names that you can name a child.
Oh.
Because like one of the rules is you are not allowed to have a name with the letter C because it does not exist in their alphabet.
Okay, that's fair, I guess.
So, like, I would go over there. They wouldn't know what the hell they're looking at.
But can you just replace everything with a K?
That's what they do. Yeah, that's what they do. Because the K is just, it just makes the cuss sound for everything. Which, honestly, seems a little more streamlined. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my next note, actually, was that they just use the letter K for anything with the cuss sound.
Yeah, I guess.
So, speaking of the alphabet, their alphabet has 32 letters or, like, characters in it. A lot of them are... They have all of our same vowels, and they also have essentially like duplicates of each vowel, and they make it's like an inflection language. So like they have like and like those are different letters.
Yeah.
They also have some extra like the thorn or whatever. They have like extra characters that are specific to like compound sounds. So like that one, the thorn or whatever, or like the D with like the line through it. Those are like specifically for like TH sounds.
Yeah. Well, so do they ever have a T and an H end up next to each other? Or they just don't need to do that then?
I don't think so. Yeah, they don't need to do that, I don't think.
Ah.
Because they have the different specific characters for it. Yeah. They also have ones where like other like rules, like grammar rules for them too, or spelling rules. Like where when two L's are together, it makes the TL sound. A tla.
Well.
Tla. Tla. Yeah. So a lot of their proper nouns and like names for things, like they look like absolutely absurd to most like English speakers.
Yeah.
Because they end up like getting like really long, and like they use a lot of different letters and stuff like that, like and like combinations, because they have all those different like compound characters and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But even though like most of them seem like crazy, apparently like it's a lot of them are just like common words smushed together. So, for example, there was a really famous volcano that erupted in 2010, and it was making like world headlines, and like a lot of people were like trying to pronounce this name and they just like couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to attempt to pronounce it. It should be Eyjafjallajökull. I think I got it. I think
that sounded good. That sounded good. That sounds right.
It looks crazy spelling, but it's actually just 3 separate words like smushed together. It's island, mountain, and glacier. They even gave the example of like, if you were to see a word where it was like all one word together, island, mountain, glacier, you would first look at it and be like, what the hell is that?
Is
and then you'd be like, oh, it's 3 separate words. But if you know the language, I guess it's like not really that big of a deal for them. Because like I had to like listen, I had to listen to a specific pronunciation of that word so I could try to attempt it even.
Mm-hmm.
And I listened to 3 separate people say it, right? And they all sounded either Icelandic or at least Scandinavian, right?
Yeah.
And each time they were like, Eyjafjallajökull. See? It's easy. I'm like, no. No. You can't just do that. You can't just say a word in your native tongue and then be like, it's easy.
Right. That's funny. Did they just like not know what it was? Or like, how did they end up with, what was it? Island-mountain-glacier or something like that?
Yeah.
Was it like one of those things where like, we don't know what the hell that thing is? It could be an island.
Volcano?
Could be, some people say it's a mountain. Hell, there's a couple people up north been talking about it being a glacier. I don't actually know.
Yeah. No, I guess I don't know why they named it that. Although I'm pretty sure that is the name of the ice cap that is either on it or around it. Also, that it erupted from. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so there's like a bunch of words. They gave like a ton of examples, and like most of their proper nouns for things are just like multiple words, like that they force into one.
Yeah.
Probably because they got the same people just trying to make up new words. Like,
they have to go through
just put 3 together. That's a new word.
Yeah, the committee got lazy and they just like, we're just gonna start combining. We kind of peaked at Simi. We're just gonna start combining others.
All right. Well, we got Simi.
I don't know where else to go.
Island. Yeah.
What's bigger than an island?
Yeah.
Maybe like a mountain on the island?
That doesn't even make sense that it's on it.
I don't know. It makes the island bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows how they got there?
But anyway, I just thought it was like kind of nuts that's like such an old language. Like I feel like a lot of languages that are spoken are like, if they're that old, they're like dead languages now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I will say it's like a very like when we were there, like obviously like the places and like landmarks are like they're Icelandic names. So like there's a few that were like, I don't know, I couldn't tell you where we actually were. Like I couldn't pronounce it or even like attempt to spell it or anything. But they did have other places that were like super easy. So I think from what I could gather, like Vic at the ending is like, I guess kind of like synonymous with us of like having like town or like city at the end almost. because there were like
Okay,
multiple
yeah.
places that are like Reykjavik, Keflavik, but there's two places in Iceland that are both just called Vik. And I just thought that was funny because again, I don't know what it means, but it's just like imagining a place in USA called like I live in town. USA. Yeah, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
dude.
Man, dude, that was good. Yeah, I finished it actually really quickly.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, it helped that you did most of the talking this episode,
That's true.
but I got through it pretty quick.
Yeah, but I like that. I've only had 2 beers from them, and I've liked both of them.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, it is different than like a traditional lager that we think of, especially with the like bitterness to it. But I enjoyed it.
It had like the light beer body with the IPA front end.
Really, you think? I feel like I tasted the IPA stuff more in the back end.
Well, this is why we're focusing less on the actual beer stuff.
That's fair. That's fair.
Randy has forsaken us.
We don't have discernible palates. I'm always impressed with these people, and they can pick out like a specific, like this tastes like freshly mowed grass on a May evening that was around 67 degrees. I'm like, what? How do you?
Yeah.
How did you get that?
Yeah. I'm getting lemon rind. I'm getting yum.
I'm getting yum, and I'm getting kind of cidery.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had 7 of them, but
yeah. Now this could be the first 6 talking, but this 7th one's pretty good.
The 7th one's really hitting. Oh, jeez.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this episode.
And as always, if you can, please subscribe, give us a review, and follow us on Instagram at shortpourpod, or we're always open to suggestions at shortpourpod@gmail.com.
And as always, whether you pour short
or pour long,
always finish.